Hi, I'm Trudie. I'm one of the team here at IQ Bar and I'm also one of the vloggers. This week's vlog is all about gestures, actions and TPR. Stay tuned to the end where I'll give you my 5 top tips to how to integrate gestures, TPR and actions into your lessons. So what is TPR? TPR stands for Total Physical Response, and it's a teaching method that was developed in the 1970s. It was through the observations of students who were learning languages that this method was developed, and it functions on 3 key principles. The first principle is that language is learned primarily through listening. The second principle is that the right hemisphere of the brain, the bit that's controlling the creativity and insight, must be engaged. And third, that learning must be free from stress. So, using these principles and using the total physical response, it involves using language with full body movement and output in a relaxed environment. So what this basically means is you're using specific actions to go with certain bits of speech. TPR and actions are one of the most important elements when it comes to learning a language and when it comes to teaching online. You need to consider your teaching style. Are you moving and engaging, or are you being static? It's easy to get comfortable and forget to engage, but it's important that you bring energy into the classroom. The use of movement and actions helps the student to learn. It helps to aid their understanding and is really good when you're using questions or if you're giving the student instructions. It helps to reinforce the meaning for the learner, and more importantly, it makes it fun. If you're making something fun, the learner is much more likely to participate. It not only makes it more fun for the learner, but it also makes it more fun for you. So it makes the session enjoyable for them and for yourself. The use of TPR, actions and gestures will improve the learning experience for the student, and it's widely recognised as an effective way to improve learning. It also comes in really handy when the student can't hear you. Suddenly you can use your backup of actions and gestures that they already know to help you. We live in a technological age, and unfortunately that means sometimes we have these problems. So if you've got these actions as your backup, you're always well prepared. To be able to use TPR and to be able to use actions and gestures, you need enough room. So like I mentioned before, your camera setup and angle is really important. You need to be able to see your chest, shoulders and the whole of your head so that you've got space to make the actions big and clear. It's also important about your lighting. Your face is just as important in this. You need to be able to show expressions and so that the student can see clearly what you're saying and what you're doing. Using TPR does often mean you have to use these exaggerated actions, which we understand can be a push for some people, but you do get used to it over time. You adapt, you learn your own styles, and you make your own gestures that you become consistent with. When I first started teaching online, I found it quite hard to do these big actions and turn into a bit of an actress. And now I'm sat here vlogging, recording myself on video, which I never thought would happen. Trust me, you do get used to it. So here's a few examples you might want to use or adapt to suit your own styles. This way you don't have to rely on that typical shoulder shrug or the shaking of the finger for everything you do. So this is a good one for your introduction. Hello, what's your name? Remember, you can use several actions in one sentence. For instance, you could say, how are you feeling? If they need more prompts, you can ask, are you feeling happy? Sad? As you'll have noticed, your facial expressions are really important here too. It's not just about using your body, it's about using your face to help indicate to your learner what you're asking them. It's all about reinforcing their understanding and making the learning process much easier for them. For example, if I'm asking someone what they like, I would look quite happy, like this. What do you like? Or if I'm asking them what they don't like, I might say, what don't you like? This is where the acting comes in. You do have to exaggerate a little bit, but be confident with it and go with it. You'll find your own style. But be consistent. The more consistent you become, the quicker that your students will understand you and the quicker they'll make progress. It also means that it becomes more natural to you. You'll start having to think less about it and you'll just end up doing it. You could also get your Brady to do the actions too, which will really help to reinforce and consolidate their learning and their meaning. It also helps to meet all the different learner styles. You've got the auditory from what you're saying, you've got the visions from the actions that you're doing, and you're also provided for the kinesthetic learners, encouraging them to move. Here's a few other examples of actions that I use when I'm teaching. So for can you repeat? Can you repeat? For yummy, you could use or For see, you might want to use the casual what do you see? Or you could even be creative and use some glasses. What do you see? You might be better than that than I am. It's really important you're using TPR, gestures and actions throughout your lessons to help your learners. When IQ Bar conduct their observations, they'll also be looking for these in your lessons, and they'll be giving you feedback on how you can improve. Number 1, give yourself space to complete the actions. Don't keep yourself crammed in. Number 2, use your hands, your arms, and your body to help you teach. Number 3, use your facial expressions to help support what you're saying. Number 4, this one's really important. Be consistent. Number 5, have fun with it. There's a really great seminar on the Dropbox, all about the use of actions, gestures, and props in lessons. So take a look. Here's a little clip to show you how to find it. So when you go into the Dropbox, you'll see the seminar recordings folder, and then within this there are loads of videos of the seminars. If you scroll down, you will see the using gestures and props, and when you click on this, you will get the seminar video all about gestures and props. Basically, all that we've covered in today's video will also be covered in this seminar. They talk about what TPR is, why it's important, some suggestions on what you could use, and there's also a really great monkey impression that is not to be missed, so definitely go and check it out. And there's a link here as well so that you can find it really easily. I really hope this has helped, and as always, if you have any questions, just message a member of the team, and someone is always there to help. Good luck in your lessons. Bye!